do this evening for the next hour is I'm going to have a bit of a chat with Ed about his book and also about various aspects of his life. And then we're going to throw it open to the audience. We'll have a roving mic and we'll have a chance for you to ask a few questions. One of the chapters, you talk about the thematic things. One of the chapters very early on, and it's how you got to know City Lit, is about stammering and fluency.
This chapter is on, can you admit to vulnerability? Are you allowed, as a politician, to say, I have a flaw or a weakness or something which makes it harder for me? The thing which happened with me was that I didn't find out I had a stammer until I'd become a cabinet minister. I'd had some challenges when I was a teenager and then when I first became a member of parliament. When I was first selected as a candidate, I did Any Questions in 2004, and it was the night after Tony Blair announced he was going to serve another term, and it was all, politics was kind of quite febrile. I was going on Any Questions for the first time, and I actually think I did the Blair Brown question quite well, and then we moved on to something I hadn't really prepared, and actually a question about the Iraq War, and I was really, like I didn't sound confident, quite stumbling, quite not coherent. And my dad rang me the next morning and said, I've no idea what it is, but you've got the same as me. And I think it will stop you ever really succeeding in politics because you're going to find it really hard. And Francine, who worked for me, went and did some research, spoke to people, ended up connecting with Jan Logan, who is one of the team at City Lit. And she came in to me 5 days later and said, you should read the British Stammering Association website, and it will explain to you what you've been dealing with for 38 years. And so I spent 3 years really with Jan from City Lit. She said to me, we do a course in City Lit on a Tuesday night for 12 people. It will last 10 weeks. It will get better. It will get worse first, but then after a while you'll improve. And I said, Jan, I'm not really sure I've really got this interior stammer, but even if I had, I'm a politician. I can't come to a course with 12 people, and nor can I afford for it to get worse because I've not got time, because I've actually got to go and do the Andrew Marr show on Sunday. But from early on, Jan said to me, you can only deal with this by going public. Because while you try and conceal, you will always be hampered by the avoidance. And the moment of going public will be the thing which will break you out of this. I spend a lot of my time now talking with kids who stammer and parents and explaining to them that there is no way I could have done what I've done in my career as a politician if I didn't have a stammer, because the stammer ended up giving me the strength to deal with all the things I deal with. And therefore, you'll get better at it.
I'd like to now call on Dame Moira Gibb, who's Chair of Governors here at City Lit, to just say a few words.
I want to say it's been a great privilege to hear you tonight, Ed. Fantastic. But I have a task, which is to actually give you your fellowship. We are, of course, delighted that Ed has accepted a City Lit fellowship. We didn't know at the time, of course, you were going to go on to such great things and be a star dancer. But we did know that you had that story to tell about stammering, which is profoundly moving, I think, when you go to events and hear young people, as we did in the Speaker's House not so long ago, hear young people, as we heard tonight, talk about their experiences. So may I
Thank you.
Congratulate you.
Thank you very much, Maura.
Thank you
very much. Thank you, Maura. In my old world, I would have shaken your hand. But I've become so strictlyfied now, we just hug everybody. So I'm so sorry about that. I was down at a Norwich City game about a month ago, and as I was leaving, the finance director said to me goodbye, and I hugged him, and he said, what are you doing? But it's a great honour to be asked to be a fellow and to join a kind of long list of really impressive fellows in their field. The reason why it's important to me, though, is I think for the reason you just said, which is that I couldn't have done what I've done, not just in the last few weeks, but as a cabinet minister and as a politician, without the expertise here at City Lit. And it was Jan and the City Lit team who challenged me in the first place. I've been back here to talk to City Lit groups doing stammering therapy to talk about my own experiences. I actually find, as you may have seen tonight, talking about it really helps me, because that's what keeps, it sort of tops me up and allows me to go on and do the next set of interviews. So it's an honour to be a fellow, but actually I'm very honoured to have been a graduate, if you like, of City Lit as well. And you know, the expertise and the brilliance of the adult educators and the stammering therapists here is very close to my heart. So thank you very much indeed. It's really appreciated.